The man was just buying medicine on a normal day, but he accidentally exposed his cheating scandal. What's even more ridiculous is that he blamed all the mistakes on the pharmacy clerk. Is it really just a coincidence? Perhaps the saying good will be rewarded and evil will be punished has already determined the outcome of all this. Recently, a dazzling pharmacy in Yangjiang, Guangdong unexpectedly became the center of this storm. The man walked into the pharmacy, picked up a box of levonorgestrel tablets, and went to the checkout counter to pay. He took out his phone as usual and asked the clerk to scan the payment code. All his actions seemed so natural. However, a dramatic scene happened unexpectedly. Due to a system malfunction, the payment was not successful. When the clerk discovered this, he tried several times to find information that could contact the man from the order he had just placed. However, there was nothing except the details of the medicine. Fortunately, the man left his membership account when paying. The clerk followed the previous processing procedures and made the call using the reserved information in the membership system. The man's wife answered the phone. The clerk didn't think much about it at the time. After all, who would have thought that he was not buying it for his original wife? He then informed the other party of the incident and his request for payment. The wife on the other end of the phone was obviously confused and asked casually, "What are you buying?" The clerk answered bluntly, "Birth control pills." With both witnesses and evidence present, one can imagine what happened at home next. But surprisingly, the man did not reflect on his cheating behavior. Instead, he avoided the main issue and questioned the pharmacy clerk. He believes that it was the phone call from the pharmacy clerk that exposed his so-called privacy, leading to the crisis of breaking up the two families. So he posted a complaint video online showing the invoice for buying medicine and the chat records between the clerk and his wife. They even posted the police report receipt issued by the Pinggang police station of the high-tech branch of the Yangjiang Public Security Bureau on August 12th, claiming that they would hold the pharmacy accountable. His words in the video were full of accusations against the pharmacy, as if he was the victim. However, netizens still know right from wrong. The man's behavior did not win sympathy from netizens, but instead triggered a storm of condemnation. The video was forwarded crazily, and even serious news media noticed this ridiculous incident. Netizens have accused him of moral corruption, believing that he cheated first but tried to shift the blame to innocent store clerks, which is tantamount to the thief crying "Stop thief." The comment section was full of criticism and ridicule of the man. Some netizens said, "You can't control your lower body, and you blame others? The pharmacy is really unfair." Another netizen joked, "This pharmacy is simply a hero against cheating, helping the original wife uncover the truth." One netizen even pointed out sharply, "Doing something wrong is not scary. What is scary is not daring to admit it and looking for a scapegoat." However, there are also netizens who praise him. He buys things for other women and still knows to save points for his wife. As the impact of the incident expanded, the man's social account was soon banned from posting works for violating community regulations, and the private message function was subsequently closed. He originally tried to seek justice for himself, but ended up exposing his own scandal to the public. Until the end, he didn't seem to understand that the culprit who destroyed two families was himself. Looking back, similar cases where infidelity was exposed due to accidents are no longer new. And fate just loves to tear off lies in the most inadvertent way. Not long ago, the hotly debated Fugui Menchuan cheating incident was equally dramatic. The person involved, Mr. Zhang, and his ex-wife were a self-made entrepreneurial couple. They started from a simple tin house and worked together to gradually make their door and window business flourish. However, at the end of 2023, Zhang met a third party while spending time in a foot bath shop and officially developed an improper relationship with the third party during the summer vacation of 2024. The original wife once discovered their explicit chat records, but chose to endure it for the sake of the children. The turning point occurred on the afternoon of July 19, 2025. The original wife was riding an electric bike with her son and passed by a shopping mall near Wenhua Street in Baihu Village, Xixiantang District. She saw her husband and that woman sitting in her car at a glance. She rushed over and opened the car door, but was pushed away by Zhang. What was even more heartbreaking was that he actually yelled and cursed his original wife in front of his son. As it was summer vacation and afternoon, the onlooker surrounded the center of the incident in 3 layers and took photos to share. The incident also spread rapidly on the internet, and Zhang's identity was revealed by netizens. He was a franchisee of Fugi doors and windows in Nan and Ing. Angry netizens attacked the comment section of the Fugi doors and windows headquarters, demanding severe punishment for the scumbag. 3 days after the incident, Fugi doors and windows company issued a statement, immediately terminating its franchise cooperation with Zhang and revoking his store authorization in Nanning. Now Zhang has lost his job, his wife divorced him, and he has lost all face. He has become a complete joke. There is also the incident of being caught living together by a child, which is also more coincidental than the movie. Ms. Li from Guangxi has been married to her husband Mr. Wang for 14 years. However, since 2014, Mr. Wang has been entangled with his former colleague Ms. Chen, and this extramarital affair has lasted for nearly 8 years. In July 2024, the two began to live separately due to a breakdown in their relationship. At this time, Ms. Li may have noticed that there were problems in her marriage, but she had not yet fully grasped the solid evidence of her husband's infidelity. It was not until March 2025 that Ms. Li accidentally ran into Ms. Chen sending her child to her previous home. This coincidence made her alert and she checked the elevator surveillance. Upon checking, the author saw images of the husband and Ms. Chen walking together intimately. What is even more heartbreaking is that on July 23, 2025, which was Mr. Wang's birthday, Ms. Li's child saw his father living with Ms. Chen. But Mr. Wang cruelly kicked the child out. These things all prove the old saying, if you don't want others to know, don't do it yourself. Lies are like snowballs, they get bigger and bigger as they roll, and one day they will be exposed by some accidental detail. Every lucky concealment is accumulating strength for the final collapse. Good deeds will be rewarded with good, and evil deeds will be punished with evil. It's not that there is no retribution, it's just that the time has not come yet. The man who was exposed for failing to pay for birth control pills had cheated first, but he didn't even have the courage to admit his mistake. Instead, he tried to evade responsibility by blaming others. This seemingly absurd incident allows us to see the ugly face of a person when faced with mistakes, and further proves that good is rewarded and evil is punished is never empty talk. Destiny may be late, but it is never absent. Those filth that you try to cover up with lies will eventually be exposed to the sun at some inadvertent moment.